Alright, so today I'm talking about the DEWALT cordless air compressor. We picked this up 3 years ago, and listen, I've been in business for 30 years, working in this industry for much longer than that, and in that time I've gone through a lot of air compressors. Back in the day it was the M-Glow compressor, we've had the ported cable, we've had other DEWALT compressors, the pancake, double tank, all of them. And compressors are a part of our industry as much as, sometimes even more so than a hammer. So how did I end up with this unit? Well, as I've gotten older, I don't like carrying around compressors. I don't like carrying around heavy equipment. We do more and more trim. So for years, actually many years ago, I got this Senko unit, which I loved. It was a small Senko kicker. It was great for doing quick little jobs, getting out, trimming doors, jobbing. And over the years, as all compressors do, the piston slowly, I guess, got damaged, but it takes longer and longer for it to come up to a full charge and then to return to capacity. And there's other things you can do. You know, I tried with the crew for a long time, the pass load nail guns, which are great in a pinch, but they take a lot of maintenance. It seems whenever I would go and pick one up, the battery would be dead, it would be out of fuel, or was never cleaned properly. This is not a tool that you can play around with a crew. And plus, they're kind of expensive. They don't last that long. And when you've already invested in a ton of other air guns, you want to be able to use them. Plus, if I'm trimming out, I'm using a 23 gauge, an 18 gauge, a 16, and probably a 15, depending on what trim I'm connecting to what. So when the Senko went bad, I looked for something to replace it. I got more of the DEWALT cordless tools, so I gave it a shot. We've had it 2, maybe 3 years. For small jobs, it's become my go-to. It's easy to transport around. In fact, I think the first job we got it for, I was trimming out a project, a couple of houses, and it was nice to be able to roll this around between this and the DEWALT cordless chop saw. I wasn't worried about extension cords. When I walk into the job, I'm not worried about electricity. So those are all the plus sides. We recently found ourselves replacing 2 squares of roof shingles on a garage. Don't ask me why or how, but it was for a good customer, and they couldn't get anybody. We ended up doing it. So we used this unit because there was no electricity there. It had a hard time running 2 guns off of it, so we actually didn't. We just ran 1 gun off of it. We put up 7 sheets of plywood on that roof. The nailing schedule was every 3 to 4 inches around the perimeter, 4 to 6 inches in the field. On 16-inch centers, that's 6. See, carry the 1. So that was a lot of nails we put in. And we didn't go through, we used 1 of the 9-volt. That's all it took to do that. And then putting the roof on, it was a 3-tab shingle roof. Again, I think we ended up actually using a 1 9-volt and half for the whole day. Recently framing out a 3rd floor addition. I'm finding that, and I'm not going through a lot of studs, but going through 50, 60 studs a day, at the end of the day, I'm down to 1 bar out of the 3. So it's got a lot of capacity. Its recovery is quick. It's well made. It says it's made in the U.S. All the dials and the pressure control are on the front, but you know what? They're protected. If I go back to the Senko and the old M-Glow and those units, the regulators and all are all kind of exposed, and God, they just had a tendency to get caught on something and ripped off or broken. So I like how DEWALT, where they place this. Also, it's not that loud relative to, God, the old M-Glow pancake compressors. Those things, you didn't even want to be in the same neighborhood. They were so loud. It's not as quiet as the little Senko kicker, but it's pretty quiet. So there you go. I give DEWALT a lot of credit for this. If you're looking for a good compressor to go around jobbing, and I said the nice thing is you're using all your existing nail guns, this can't be beat. Especially if you already have invested in the DEWALT 20 volt max system, 60 volt. It's portable, it'll do the job, it'll run 1 nail gun all day long. You can run 2 trimmer or smaller guns off of it, not a problem. It's not going to be a production, you're not going to frame houses with it, but you can frame smaller additions, pick up framing before you trim, and great for jobbing in existing houses. So that's it, man. I gave it a good 4 out of 5 stars. The only reason I'm going to hold back a star is I'd like to hear it a little more quiet. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe.